Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I personally think that the president of France, Mr. Emmanuel Macron, is a very intelligent individual. I don't like him. I don't like him, not his face or his intelligence. I admire his intelligence, but I think his intelligence is used for values that do not coincide with the people he's leading. That's my assessment of his values. Now he's trying to do something that um, looks like more like an expansion of the European Union, but without membership. You don't have to go too much back in history, but to Rome, that's about 2,000 years, right? And see how they operated with their provinces, the Rome and then the provinces and the interests and so on. So the European Union tries to be like the Rome and have different provinces being part of the Rome under the Roman um, um, umbrella, as a security issue, but not be part of Rome. I get your resources, but when the Visigoths or the Goths are coming, we don't know you. So let's go and see what Mr. Macron talks about. And he talks about European values, and that's very tricky because European values that he's trying to push are not the European values that Europe has or should have been given. All right, so let's see what Mr. Macron says. This article is from Reuters from May 9th, 2022, and it says that in wink of Ukraine, Britain, Macron suggests new European entity. French President Emmanuel Macron said on Monday that he was in favor of a new type of political European community that would allow countries outside the European Union, including to join the European core values. How about Russia? No? Okay. Speaking of the European Parliament in Strasbourg, Macron called his re-election last month a signal that the French had wanted more Europe. I thought they were talking about the Martians coming over and bringing some ice cream. That's what. But he made clear that Ukraine's desire to join the bloc would take several years and as a result needed to be given some hope in the short term. Okay, you create hopes. That's good. That's good. That's like any other, priest who tells you that, all that. That's hopes. Hopes. You hope. Good. Now, what core values is he talking about? Is he talking about tolerance? And if he's talking about tolerance, what kind of tolerance? I picked tolerance because that's a new value in Europe. If you look at the ancient Greeks and ancient Romans, tolerance was not really on the table. That is something that was brought in about last 30 years, 20 years, where you have immigrants and all that, like me here in the States. Tolerance. Okay, well, let's see where the tolerance goes because it's a core value. Don't get it wrong. Don't get me wrong. Special examples. People who do certain things are always, around. But I have another article from Republic World from May 9th, 2022, which says Russian-speaking students face bullying and harassment in schools across Europe. Report. According to the New York Times, the Russian president's invasion, blah, 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 has crept into the lives of Russian-speaking children, blah, 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 across Europe, who have found themselves paying for Putin's aggression in humiliation, harassment, and bullying. No, it's not them. It's not them. It's not Putin. It's how people choose to react. So these people who harass these students or children, whatever their age is, they choose to act that way on their perceived idea that somehow these Russian-speaking people, children, are guilty of something that someone else, somewhere else of the same nationality does. So there is like me saying, let's harass a certain kind of group. Here in Europe, or United States for the crimes about 3 generations ago that that group did to the Tutsis in Africa. Would that be okay? Would that be smart? Would that be acceptable? No, it wouldn't be acceptable. You punish people for their own sins or, all own crimes. Do not punish people just because they belong to a group that have nothing to do with some other person from the same group does. If my child commits a crime, my child should be punished. If I commit a crime, I should be punished, not my children. That's called collective punishment, and it comes from the Old Testament. So that's kind of like foreign to us or to the ancient Greeks. No? And we have certain values. Are those the values of Europe or the other ones? Which ones are the values, Mr. Macron? So those people should not be harassed and bullied. Why? What's the connection? Oh, that's by by membership, by you are a Russian, you must be bad. Why? It's like by what? By membership, group membership. That means I don't know. Let's say Putin is white, and let's say we're white. We should be punished to the same extent, right? If we use the same logic, right? Why not? So you see how smart these people are. I hope they are punished. They're punished. I mean, they're charged or at least investigated and punished for the harassment or whatever that happens over there. Those people are innocent. Otherwise, as I said, all the whites should be punished because Putin is attacking some other whites. So whites kill whites. European killed European. So who are we going to punish now? Who's the victim? Who's the perpetrator? It's and these are the core values of Europe. But you say, no, he didn't mean that. Well, if you go wherever you want in the political spheres in Europe and ask about tolerance, tolerance is going to be above truth, about Western civilization, about value, about, I don't know, meritocracy, about strength, power, mental abilities. Tolerance will be on top of all this. Why? Because nowadays in Europe, and not only in Europe, United States, Australia and New Zealand too now, they have the victimhood mentality. They have that's been pushed to us. We have the, how do you call that, the slave morality, as Friedrich Nietzsche, and I come back to him. Slave morality, master morality. Slave morality is pushed onto us, and we're going to crumble because of that. Because if you have a slave morality, you're going to behave like a slave. And what are you going to do? People with different kind of moralities are going to take over your land, your family, your people. So yes, Macron is very smart, but I think he's working for the wrong people. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, be just.